Welcome to how to make beautiful profile pictures with AI. We're using Midjourney to do this. And over the last year, I've made 32,000 images with Midjourney. And since July, I've been showing others how to make paintings based on a photo to their likeness. Rehan liked this photo here and suggested it for Uzma. Okay, there we go. Okay, and at the end, I can answer questions for you if you like. My name is Bevan Bird. I help people lighten up and live life their own way. Surfing in 2018. The other one was on the way to the beach. This is surfing in Mexico. So I'm from Canada. I channel love and joy, peace and freedom and fun through my art. See, I believe in the in having, you know, our state of being, our feeling communicates through everything that we do, and of course our art can send energy and emotions and feelings to people. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. So here's a tip about creativity just as we start. If you allow yourself to be free, relax and play without any expectations of yourself, then creativity will come to you. Okay, and this is my vision. I want to see a peaceful, purposeful, and prosperous world for all people. Okay, creating art based on yourself, on a future self that inspires you. We did that earlier this year, and this is what Wendy says about it. And so one of the people that joined that first journey, she let me know about InsightFace, which I'll show you today. You can swap your face into the painting, and that's what I use to make many different things that you see, including the one for Uzma, and this one right here of me, right? And this one, yeah, my face is swapped in. That looks kind of small though, so you can't really see it. Okay. So I took this photo originally. I wanted to make a painting kind of like this. Normally, you would take a photo looking forward. So that's what's normally recommended for input to the face swap. And it was part of a rebranding myself challenge. I wanted to see myself as a successful artist, create that painting with AI of myself with a painting behind me using AI. And I did that, and then when I showed it to other people, they liked it. So this is a couple of the early ones there. I showed it to my friend. She said add gold to it, and this is something I made. Add the gold chain. He liked I showed it to my other friend. He liked it. He wanted to make one of those too of his own version, and he asked how I did it. It doesn't really look like me. It kind of does. This was back when I was referencing the image, and we didn't do the face swap yet. Okay. It's also a work in progress, but it was enough to start that journey, and people also bought it and joined. And this is the prompt I used on the left, but I will show you how I made that one. Start with that photo. I upload the photo into Discord in a private chat with the Midjourney bot, and then copy the link to the image and then write a simple prompt, which I'll show you on the next screen. Now what comes before this is setting up, getting set up with Discord and Midjourney. I give you that information elsewhere. Here we go right into actually doing the thing, but elsewhere I give you how to start it, so I will give you that as a link after this training so that you guys will be able to get it set up, and you'll be able to then follow what I show you in this training. So I imagine, and I put the link to the image, which you see on the top there, and this prompt. Stunning, award-winning, world-class palette knife oil painting depicting a handsome young man aged 38. And it was in version 5 of Midjourney. So we can see the outputs on the right there. Yeah. Okay, so I clicked make variations of 1. This is 1 up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's always the same. And so variations of number 1. And it was in remix mode, so I could edit the prompt. And I changed it and made it more colorful because I said in the style of Lisa Frank. Here in the part about the style of the painting, I did that. So then I upscaled number 1, and you've seen that one already. So that was how I made that one. Then I clicked remaster, which brings it to the latest version of Midjourney. So it's because I was in some earlier version, I guess just 5. So then it was in 5.2. And then we're seeing basically variations again of that one. Now there is a setting of high variation mode or low variation mode. In the beginning you start with high variation mode because you're exploring. You want to see what you'll be able to create. You're not going to be exactly close to your end goal, right? So you're going high variation mode, and later to do more subtle variations you go to low variation mode. Okay, so it says here I did a variation of 1 and 2, and so on the next page we're seeing the variations of 2, and they're here. And you can do this as many times as you want, but I did it once, and this is one of the outputs here. So it was a remix as well, so I changed the prompt and added wearing a heavy gold chain, as I told you that story before, right? So then I did variations of 1 and 3. And here's the ones from 3. So from this one right here, they turned into these here. And you know this one, and that's the one I upscaled. So that's how I did it. And it was a work in progress, but it was liked, and we created a whole thing about that and did it together. And others, oh yeah, I was going to show you other people's art from it, but we don't have time for that today. Okay, but you did see a testimonial. Okay, so then during that journey I made more art, right? Because that was the stuff that happened before in order to pitch the journey and invite people to do it with me. So this is something I created, and that's another one there. I wanted to show myself standing on a boulder. This is just zoomed in on a painting, but it's also, I did a face swap also, well, on all of these. So thanks to Lisa Abid, who showed me InsightFace, and then we use that, now we use that, but we use it as the last step. I've also swapped my face in here too. I wanted to show myself conjuring a little red dragon. It's also a work in progress. You can see that the legs are twisted here. And the hand could be better too, and we can make it more glowing. Okay, and we used, we were using ChatGPT, super-powered Midjourney. So we're using ChatGPT to write prompts, or basically refine prompts, rewriting them according to our wishes. So it's a process of collaborating with the AIs. Okay, yeah, and this one here I showed you before, and my face is swapped in here, and that's the last step. And there, I swapped my face in this one too, also as the last step. It's more complicated to have more than one character in the scene. Oh yeah, an angel. Right, if you lift your eyebrows, you'll become more creative. If you're scrunching up your forehead, you'll become less creative. So you want to like relax your forehead, relax it in the middle, and lift your eyebrows up, and your creativity will soar. Here's another one. I made this today. It's just a remaster of an earlier one I made a long time ago. So it's brought up to the latest version. Okay. Yeah, I made this a while ago. This is also bringing it more up to date from an earlier thing that I did, which I'm not showing you because when I was setting it up I didn't actually get it into the slides. But it's basically a beautiful woman with flowers in the jungle with like a pyramid. Here it's a kind of temple. I have other ones with like waterfalls and stuff here too. Oh right. Yeah, different view, right? Different pointing, different composition. Here's another one. It's based on a photo as well. And that one, I don't have the prompts for you, but we can maybe track them down later. It wasn't time to get it. I like this too. This is more of a realistic one, and this is more of an like illustration, cartoon, a kind of illustration. Yeah, it's art. So it depends what style you want. This is one of my daydreaming ladies there. And this I also made based on someone's photo a long time ago, before I ever made my first class on making AI art. Yeah, and you can see the prompt for this one here. Okay, and so that's kind of what we're doing, but you can make it in any style that you want to. Oh yeah, so some of my very early work I was making cheetahs. I'm going to make a cheetah verse. So it's a king cheetah. I like this one. Some more king cheetahs there, a mean looking one, and another one. Oh yeah, and one of these cheetahs with a pyramid. Okay, and you'll see more stuff here as we go outside of humans, right, into other stuff. So this cat with some kind of Japanese temple, and a creature that I combined two different things together into that one, and this dragon thing, and this other one. See here I added Lewis Wayne, and so putting different artists in, as you can see, this is a good example, like, right, using the prompt and correlating it with what we create and seeing how we can learn from it. Well, we're making a style of art because we're saying by these artists all together. When I added Lewis Wayne, because the one before it is almost the same thing, but I've added Lewis Wayne to it. So he's someone that drew cats or painted them. He's an illustrator of cats. Yeah, and he changed the way people look at cats as well. And so he's a hero to cats. But anyway, because he made a lot of cats, then it influenced what was actually in the painting. Not just the style, but actually the content of it, which we see in another example at a different time about cats dancing. Where if I bring in artists like the ones that did this, yeah, like the artists that did this or whatever, then it basically has to make a woman instead of a cat because of which artists I include, because of their body of work. So that's a little lesson about that with this here. Oh yeah, so some new stuff I made like 2 nights ago. So I'm making these female cat sphinx creatures, and they're relaxing and looking up at this, looking up at the clouds. So there's just a few of these that I just made today based on those things I was experimenting with a couple days ago. That's my dad. I made a portrait. I made this illustration for him to promote him speaking at the library. So it's for the poster. It's illustration in the style of a specific somebody Cruikshank hundreds of years ago. We used his style, and my dad liked this one. And we upscaled it with gigapixel too, but not there, but we have. And so here's one that I also liked, but it looks a little weird up here though. But hey, we can change that also, because you can do vary region. Now that you have the function, the ability to vary just a region of it in Midjourney, you can then fix it if one part's weird, like the hands. But this is good, right? But this part here maybe is off, or this, I don't know, right? I'm no expert, but you can change it. You can fix little parts of it as well. So yeah, that's the prompt that I used there. And this isn't made to look like Uzma yet, but you can swap the face in. Oh right, okay. So then what I show you when we go step by step here. This is the input to face swap here. This photo, an original photo from Uzma, and yeah, and then here's an end result. We also made others. She likes 6 images. Okay, so we're showing here how I made that one. Yeah, if you want to sell this service, you can, but the point of this training, you can do that, but I also have another video where I talked about this before. We trained it last week on Tuesday or Wednesday. So, so yeah, what the point of this is to make beautiful profile pictures, like paintings in any style you like, based on photos of people, like yourself or other classmates. Okay, right, so how did I do that? All right. So first of all, describe the photo. So all we have is this input photo, right? And I wrote down beautiful Pakistani woman wearing traditional costume celebrating her wedding. You can do this any way you want. You can also ask the AI to describe the image for you. Yeah, I did that here as a demo. Okay. So when I did that, you use /describe command in Midjourney, right? In Discord, in your private message chat with the Midjourney bot, it's a Midjourney command. And when I upload the photo, you got to drag it in, and then it will do this. And it gives you 4. If you don't like them, you can just re-roll, and it'll do it again. And you can use them. You can click a button to imagine any one of these. There's buttons below it to imagine 1, 2, 3, or 4, or to imagine all. And I didn't start that way. I started by writing this prompt here. And you can combine your description of what you want to see with my template, like stunning, world-class, professional, medium, depicting the concept. And the medium, what I said is palette knife oil painting. Okay, but you could say anything you want, like painting, photo, illustration, that kind of thing. If you want to say by an artist, you can do that. And you can put as many artists as you want. I just say artist 1 plus artist 2 plus artist 3, etc. Or just pick one artist, like Vincent van Gogh. Alright, and we can control the process quite a bit. We can put a lot of inputs in. If we specify things, that gives us more what we want exactly. But if we don't specify things, all those kinds of things will be randomized when you're making variations. Like the style of the art, the camera angle, the view, composition, yeah, like a 3/4 shot, cowboy shot, headshot, different kinds of things. Yeah, we'll probably want a list of those, but I may be able to show you examples in my Midjourney too. I put a few things in there making portraits. And yeah, the feeling of the piece and the colors you want to use, like pastel colors or something, vaporwave, other things, sci-fi, futuristic. I make styles, like I combine ukiyo-e with retro futurist. So I just said retro futurist ukiyo-e, for example. We have a big list of styles. There's probably at least 100 art styles, and you can also combine them however you want. And if you combine artists together, that's cool too, if you want to create new styles. Okay. And we can do a lot of that with ChatGPT helping us too, but we'll get into that in another class, I would say, because I've already got too much content here, I think. So we'll try this. So when you start out, start in high variation mode, as I said earlier. So when you do the settings command, do this at the beginning. Normally you go to fast mode. On a live demo, I might do turbo at least at the beginning, so we don't waste time. Fast mode is the normal way. Relax is cheaper, and you can do that like when you're not using it, or when you don't have a priority, and you just put it in, and then the things come back later. But fast is your normal mode. Start with high variation mode. I would have remix mode on too, so that we can edit the prompts, and that's all I'll mention about this, because we can edit them when we do a variation. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so go in Discord in the upper left corner, you go to direct messages and then Midjourney bot, and upload the images that you have of the person. We'll also have to do that in the swap too. You don't necessarily have to do this. This is if you want to reference an image when you're making the painting. So that's what I did do. So this one right here, Uzma 2, it creates a short link later because you upload the image, then we have to copy the link to that image. And then once we put that link in the prompt when we're imagining it, it will just automatically shorten it for us. Okay, so we imagine the prompt by itself. What I do, yeah, if you don't want to use a lot of credits, I would imagine the prompt as well as I'd have the photo link in it. So here we have the link to the photo, but it would be a longer thing because it would be the full photo link. And this is just shortened down automatically, which you'll see after you imagine something, and the prompt that I wrote. But later you'll see I've got my template in there, as I showed you, right? That'll come in a moment. So you can imagine it and take a look at things just visually, look at them and see what one you like, or maybe you have to input something differently in order to get what you want. So that's why you start to assess the outputs visually and see if you want to start inputting different prompts to get those results. And so like kind of troubleshooting it just to get an approximation. At the beginning you just want a rough sketch of what you're trying to do. Okay. Yeah, you can make any style you want. You can also look on the community feed of Midjourney for inspiration, and you could base the style on someone else's art if you like. Right, so I chose palette knife oil painting. That's what I was doing, and you'll see my prompt will change. I've also tried experimenting with different levels of stylize. Low stylize, like 0, means that you just want it to render like exactly what you say in your description. And a high stylized value, like 200, 500, 1,000, means you give it more artistic or creative freedom. So it goes beyond and it gets more artistic. So you'll see, yeah, so if you want to make like a photo kind of thing, you would have this value low, like 0 or 50 or whatever, anything, but just basically low. And if you're doing more of an illustration or a painting and you want it to be more artistic, do a higher value, like 150, 200, 500, 1,000 even, but that's getting extreme. Okay, and try imagining multiple variations of the prompt. Yeah, you can think about different ways to word your prompt, and if you're using ChatGPT, it will write your prompt differently for you very easily, so that saves a lot of time. So if you imagine those different ones, because you're telling Midjourney to imagine, right? And you'll get different outputs, and then we just look at them and just assess them visually, and whichever ones we like, we can upscale them, but you don't actually need to upscale. If you want to save credits, just do a variation of your favorite. So you're keeping curating is keeping track of which image is your favorite so far, and we can also make a link to that one. We can copy a link to that post. Like once we upscale one, for example, we can, well, anyway, if it's a grid with the 4, or it's just on one of them when you upscale, you can then copy the link to it and go open that in your browser, and then you have that already ready, open in a tab where you can just do variations of that one. And whichever one is your favorite, and then over time you can change which one your favorite is, replacing the favorite, just like in scientific advertising, split testing, and replacing the control. So here we have, oh yeah, so number 3, I made variations of number 3 here. So you can still see that this is the prompt I was using here at this point on the left here. So variation of number 3 with remix mode on. I changed the prompt. I wrote in all the stuff in yellow I added to this. So we've added in my template, and I also said that that she's happy and content and contemplating the deeply meaningful questions of life. So I give it more character. I make it more engaging for the character, right? Otherwise, because you don't want it to just be like a doll. So you want to say what the person's doing or thinking, and their emotion and stuff. And if you do that, it becomes more engaging. And also I've added sitting, which is an action or the way that they're positioned. And did variations of number 2 here. I like this thing behind her, but then I wanted to make it more luxurious, I believe. Okay, so you can see I put in opulent. See, it's a variation, it's a remix. Remix mode's on, so I can edit the prompt when I do a variation. And we end up with these here. So I added opulent there, and also at the end, like in a luxurious environment, and then feelings for the entire piece. We already said that the character she's happy and content and in a contemplative mood, but we've also added feelings for the entire piece, like joy, ecstasy, bliss, and love. And I upscaled number 3, and that shows you exactly how I made that painting, except that we haven't done the face swap, as I haven't swapped in Uzma's face. Okay. So we probably want to just skip what I said here. Oh yeah. So this point, so don't read this because the words are too small, right? But basically, if you're making a style, like not like a photo, right? But if you're doing a painting or illustration, something different than a photo, then you might want to remove your image links. See here, I have 2 links to images at the beginning. You always put the links at the beginning, but you don't have to have links. That's optional. And then parameters go at the end. We don't see any parameters here. They go dash dash. So the links at the beginning, if you take the links out, then it can then allow the style of the thing to go towards the style that you've described in your prompt. It says like a professional palette knife oil painting. See, that's not a photo. It's not supposed to look like a photo, right? So if we take out the links to photos, then that will help us have that style. And so we let that flow. We do variations. I say do a couple iterations of it. So you do a variation, choose your favorite. If there aren't any good, maybe just do variations again, right? Or hit reroll to do so. When you get one you like, then do variations of that again. So if you do more iterations, the style will continue to change. We're seeing the evolution of them, just like I did a couple nights ago, making variations of the Sphinx Cat women characters mythology. Okay, so now we have here, I then vary a region of the thing. So now I'm into the touching up phase, getting the art finished, getting it ready to be final. So I varied a region because there was a watermark in the corner down here, or if the hands were messed up, but that's in a different example, not in this one here. So vary region, and do a vary region of just one region at a time in order to make it easy for yourself and high probability of success, instead of having to roll the dice and gamble. So stack the fixes linearly. So fix whatever's the most glaring problem with the art, fix that first. And then once you've got that, you upscale the one you like, and then we can go and vary region again. So we're using AI to improve parts of the drawing, like change the face, change the hands, change this part, or change what's over there, or whatever you want. You can change multiple areas at the same time, but remember it's all random, right? So that's why I say, like, I'm fixing it by taking out the watermark. I'm just doing one thing, and that's all I needed to do. So I upscaled number 1 here, because if you look at them, they're almost the same anyway. But yeah, that's how you do it. If you're fixing the hands, for example, you draw around the hands, and then you take a look at everything, and if none of those are good, you can re-roll and try again. And you can also, when you're doing that, put into the prompt perfect hands, maybe at the beginning of the prompt or just anywhere in it. Perfect hands, perfect anatomical proportions. Okay, here we go, next one. Yeah, and then I decided to swap in Uzma's face from a photo into this painting here. So to do face swap, you have to set it up first. You won't always have to do this, but you need to do it if you've never done this before, right? So create a new server. So you're in Discord, and you make a new server, and then you're going to add two bots, the Midjourney bot and then the InsightFaceSwap bot. And you can see right here. Well, you can see them right here in that server. I've got the bots added. So you use this link to add the InsightFaceSwap bot, and I'll give you that. And yeah, the first time I did this is a video from a while back, but we've also taught on this more recently, and you've already seen that. But now we're doing it today, and I can take your questions if you like to help. So once you add the two bots, then you use save ID, which is a command of InsightFace. So like when you type in a command, then something will pop up and you have to click on it. We can show that. And then you drag the image in. You have to upload the file into that thing. And you give it a name. So just alphanumeric only, no spaces, dashes, or anything like that. Just letters and numbers, and only under 10 characters. Just a simple name is good, and that'll work. Yeah, once you get the image right. Now what we want to do is show it. We want to move that from our private message chat with the Midjourney bot into the server where we have those two bots. So I tell you how to do that here. Like on an upscaled image, click the link. Maybe we can just go and do it. Okay, so we need an upscaled image. Alright, so let's try face swapping into one of these and just see what happens, I guess. Okay. Right, so right click on this, and actually we need the job ID. So you can either save the image, say you want to save the image, then you can, and then it's going to go into like my downloads. And so the job ID is right here. It's this part at the end of the file. Okay, so you can do it that way. Just copy that and then hit save, or don't save. And so you'll have the job ID on your clipboard. You can go and use it. But here's a simpler, like a more user-friendly way. So you click on web, the link underneath an upscaled image, and it opens in your browser. And then underneath the image, there's some buttons here, beside the disk for saving the image. Beside it, there's ... like more stuff, and you go copy job ID. Copy job ID, and then we're going to use that to show it. So I'll go into my server, one of these, and I'll show you. I can show you how to make one. Okay, so now in here we'll go show. So you just start typing a command down here, messaging in the server. I'm inside Discord here, in the app on my desktop, but you can also use it in your browser. You click on this, and then paste it in. Control V, paste, hit enter, and you'll see it'll pop up there. Okay, so see, this is the image beforehand, right? Yeah, we'll zoom in on it. And then I'll show it after, and we'll just zoom in, and then you can see it as a little demo of that, a little example. And I'm not actually sure what it's going to do with the cat, right? But we'll try that. The other thing is that we don't know whose face is in it right now, and I don't know a lot about InsightFace aside because all I did was the minimum, so I used save ID. So let's just see what happens if we swap in the face. So we might be surprised. I don't know whose face is going to go there. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, it has to be quite a bit bigger. Okay, let's just do it differently, because I want to make it easy to zoom in here and just look at the face. And then the other one. Okay. Okay, so you should be able to see that there. Yeah, I just swapped my face in, and now it makes it look like me instead of someone else. Okay. Alright, so now we can see what happens here. Nothing. Okay, face detection failed. It didn't detect a face with the cat there. Okay, if you want to see, yeah, we can show a demo, but first you would make a server. So, yeah, we can, it's probably worth showing that. Okay, so I'll just show it now, and then we'll go back to the presentation, I guess, and we might be done anyway. Okay, so create a server, make my own server for me and my friends. This is all you need to do. You can make a server. Okay, test. Well, I don't know if I've used that name already. You can put a picture on here if you want. Just upload it, click that, and then choose a picture, put it there, because you'll have these different ones over here. So I have, you see I have these ones here, but I don't need so many. I actually only need one of those. Okay, so then we add the apps. Once you've created a server, add the apps. So we'll click right here, check the app directory out, and then type in Midjourney. There's another way to do this part here too, but I'm going to show it this way. And then just add this one here. Click on it, add to server. And then we have to do the authorization. Okay, it's adding that bot in. Then that bot will pay attention to me in that server, right? It's like a chat place. Discord is a chat thing, like they made it for people to play games. Okay, we've done it. And so you can chat in there and make servers and stuff, and different projects have their servers. Okay, so now we need to do the next step. Right. Add the InsightFaceSwap. Okay. So I just enter that URL in the browser, and when we get there, it says you want to add InsightFace to your Discord account. Or no, you want to give it access to your Discord account. Oh, right. Yeah, we're going to add it to a server. So you choose the server, the one you just created, and then continue and authorize it, and then the bot check, and then we'll be able to use it. So then it'll be the next step, which is save ID. So I'll do that. I'll upload a picture. It's not telling me what it wants me to do though. Yeah, it didn't give me any instructions though. I don't know what it means by this. It doesn't say anything. Okay. Okay. See, if we're back here, you can see we've added the bots. Okay, great. But they won't. That doesn't mean anything. And so you use save ID. See, now that is a InsightFaceSwap command. See, once you put a command in, it pops up. You can hit tab. You can hit tab or click on this thing, and then we got to upload a picture. So if you want to see like how I did it, remember I started with a picture of myself, like a photo, and you'd normally have it facing towards the camera. Okay, but I wanted one to look like that. Normally you just face towards it, and that'll train the AI. Okay, Bevan, right? You just put in a simple name there, like first name is good enough. Okay, so now we're able to use this thing. We're in the new server. What are we going to swap me into though? We kind of need an example. Okay, so go back to my Midjourney. So you go to the Midjourney website if you want to see your own art. Just go to midjourney.com and you sign in. See, because you're already connected once you get in on Discord, and once you're logged in Discord, right? See, direct messages, Midjourney bot. Here, this is where I use it. Then, so when you go to the Midjourney website, you just sign in, and it's like, okay, connect, and then you'll be here. So it's your profile. And so if I search for King, and hit enter, or press that little search over there, it will filter them, and yeah, and I have like all, or grids, or upscales. These are upscales, and grids are when you see all four, like 4 images that haven't been upscaled yet. So then if we pick one of those here, and we can swap my face into it. Like this, I haven't done that one before, for example, right? Or this, we'll just use this one for now. Although it's small, right? If we want to zoom in on him. Yeah, I've already done this one, and I did this face swap on that already, right? So Here's the King's one. These King Henry the 8th or whatever. So we'll do one of these then, because his face is bigger in the picture, right? Okay, so you click on an image and then go to the dot 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 underneath and copy the job ID. Okay, and then we got to get to that server. So underneath the direct messages, there'll be your servers. And then go show, which is a Midjourney command. So now I can hit tab, or I can click this part here, and then paste in the job ID and hit enter. So you'll see it pop up once it looks it up. The job ID is a hash, it's a unique ID. Okay, good. You can see my prompt, like what I used to make this thing. And normally you put your links at the beginning, so I was doing something weird. But it is trying to make a King Henry VIII that looks like me. And it's before I did face swapping, and it's you can do that. You can have your image. Normally you just put the link at the beginning though. Okay, so now, yeah, so then we just right click on it and go to apps, in swapper. So that will just use the face swap. It will face swap based on the save ID that you just did. So you do the save ID, then you can do the swapping, and like see if we want we can do it again. But you don't have to, because you could already see that it swapped my face in there. So we can do that with any images. Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, you can see I wasn't following my own advice in the part in the in between here. It's a little bit scrunched up. Okay, right, and so you don't have to keep putting in save ID right over and over. Just do that once. But if you're changing to another person, like Uzma, you got to do that, right? Save ID. Like, see, even across different servers, it's not going to remember. It's not going to remember which one I am. It's just simply like one. It's only got one. So if I do the face swap here, it's not going to put Elaine into it like it did there, because there's the image before. It's going to just put me in, right? I think we'll show that just for an example. I don't know if it will work or not though, but we can try it. Yeah, okay, there. So now it put me in. Then we want to delete this one, right? Okay, but I don't know if we can. Okay, here we go. Delete that message. There. Okay, I hope that's been enlightening. Let's go back to the PowerPoint, I guess, and see if there's anything more in there. Yeah, so we were talking about, we set it up, right? Okay. Yeah, and you get a job ID and you show it, and then we do a face swap. So once it shows up in there, you right click it, apps, in swapper, then it does the swap. So here's before, and there I've swapped Uzma in based on this image here. Okay, and this is a different one, and I removed the image links along the way, and I asked for a different style like pixel art, and it was going towards that. It's in the process of changing to a different style. And so then it did that, because it wasn't constrained by having links to photos, because the style I wanted was not like a photographic thing, but more of some kind of palette knife oil painting / pixel art. Yeah, right. This is from the before, but I can also ask you that if you like, because I think then we would go into questions. Yeah, we'd go into questions, so that's it. So, have you found this valuable? And if you have any advice on how I could improve that session, please share with me. And we can also do the Q&A too. And I'm not sure how much time we have left. Okay. Okay. So yeah, anyone can enter questions in by chat, or if you unmute, you can. But then we could get that reverberating feedback. Well, I'll mute myself too. Yeah, so yeah, if there's any questions, someone could speak or send messages in the chat. I'll just mute myself. Okay, so I'll go back here. It's recorded. Okay. InsightFace. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, I'm not hearing any questions. Yeah, and I wasn't seeing anything in the chat. I'm available for Q&A if you have any questions. Okay. All right. I was making this thing a couple days ago. Yeah, you got. Okay.
Yeah, there is.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I see the question.
Uh,
Oh. Oh yeah, I see a
yeah, there
question
is
about
one
it being
question.
free. Okay, I'll do this one first. Is Midjourney and FaceSwap free to use? The FaceSwap thing that I'm showing there, that InsightFace, is free. They also have a paid version, but see, I've only used it for free so far, and we can do that, and that's what we did with Uzma's art. Midjourney is not free. I've heard that Leonardo is free, and also ChatGPT has integrated with DALL-E 3, and maybe it's only available to early users right now. But once that rolls out, then we should be able to use that. I don't know if that'll be in the free ChatGPT or in the Plus. So Midjourney is like $10 a month to use, or $30 a month. I use the $30 a month plan. Like for $10, you can make 200 images, and for $30 US, you can make 900 images. Okay. Any other questions? Okay.
Yeah, there is one question. Can you share this PPT?
Um.
Can you share this PPT with us?
Yes, the PowerPoint. Yeah, the PPT. I can share it with you like in Google Drive. Yeah, as well as the how to get started with Midjourney, and that link. Yeah.
As you have told that this is the paid Midjourney is paid and Discord is paid as well. So how can students use these kind of softwares? Is there any free services as well or not?
Okay. All right. Good question. Discord is free. I don't pay for Discord. I just pay for Midjourney. Yeah, there's Leonardo. I've heard about Leonardo. I haven't used it. There's Stable Diffusion. You can install Stable Diffusion on your own computer and run it, but it's more complicated to set up. It's more difficult to use. So Midjourney is more beginner friendly. Yeah.
Okay, so that's it from our sides. I think
Okay.
questions have finished.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. Thank you very much, and you're welcome. For someone said thanks, so you're welcome. It was a pleasure to share this with you, and I will share with you the resources so you can use it, and then we can also do this again, and I can answer more questions in the future. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, have a great day, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving us this beautiful session about designing, and you have told us very well.
Yeah,
Children,
you're
students are very excited to have this session.
awesome. Yeah, you're most welcome. Thank you. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm here to support you guys. Yeah, just
Okay, sir.
in some
Thank
way
you.
you can send questions in. We will have a way to do that, and just look forward to the next session.
Yes, sir. Great. We too.
Okay.
Thank you so much for this session.
All right. Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Have a great day, everyone. I'm gonna stop my recording, and I'll end the thing in a moment here.
And yeah, do share this link to me as well.
Okay. Yes.
Would you post it on Facebook?
The link to the PowerPoint?
No, the link to this recording.
Ah, yes, yeah. I'll send it out. Yeah, the link. Yeah, this recording can be public. Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your precious time, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, most welcome.